Hi there, this is Dean with Pheasant Photonics, and today we're going to be talking about using the new Slice firmware upgrade utility. That's version 1-21. It is the only thing you will need to update the firmware on your Slice machines. In the past, you had to download a whole bunch of extra files. That is not the case anymore. It is very easy to use, and we're going to show you how to do it. Once you have it downloaded, you can run it from anywhere on your computer. I have it here on my desktop, so let's just get started. One thing I will note is I'm using this to upgrade my Slice DCC. To do so, you only need to plug it into the computer with a USB connection on the back, and make sure that it's on. The upgrade utility will not be able to find it unless your device is actually powered. Here in this menu, you can see that we have three options. There's U to do a normal upgrade. You can press R to enter recovery mode, which we'll talk about later, or you can press Q to exit. But we don't want to do that, so let's hit U just to do a normal recovery, or update, rather. You can see that it went and found which COM port my Slice unit was on, and it didn't find any files on my computer, and that's intentional. There are no upgrade files on my computer, and so what it'll do is it'll ask if you want to download them from the Vescent server. This just grabs them from the GitHub, the same as you would do normally, but it just skips that step, so you don't have to do it. So we're going to hit yes, and it'll go and download those straight for you. And then here it says that it found versions 1.58 and 1.82. These are the most recent as of this recording, and those are the ones we want. So we're just going to hit the spacebar here real quick, and it will get the download on the way. Around this point, it will send a command to your Slice unit that makes the screen turn white. That is normal. And you just want to be sure that you don't unplug anything while this is happening. You can certainly recover from that, but it is an extra step. This recovery takes around a minute or two. We're just going to speed through this in the video. There isn't anything interesting that happens, you just sort of let it do its thing. Perfect, the upgrade is finished. Now for those of you who are interested in doing this the old way, this is still possible. If you go to your browser, github.com/Pheasant like we talked about. And here is that file. See, we're just in the DCC firmware upgrade folder, and then it's this zip file that you want. You're going to hit download, save file. And while that's downloading, we can create that folder, File Explorer. And you want to go to your C drive, and then make a new folder here called Vescent. And then inside Vescent, you're going to want to make a new folder called Slice. And then inside that folder, you're going to make a new folder again, and this one's called Upgrade. And that's the last folder you need to make. We're going to open our Downloads folder. We can see that this zip file is finished downloading. We're going to go in there, and we can just copy these directly into this folder, the Upgrade folder. And now, when we run the Upgrade utility, we hit U again. But this time, it finds those files in that folder. If you're not seeing the files are there, of course, you can still hit no to not use those, and then yes to download the files from the internet. But if you don't want to do that, you can just hit Y the first time, right here. So if you hit Y here, it'll just use the files in those folders. You can see that those are the ones we downloaded, and then it'll go through the update process again. All right, next we're going to talk about recovery mode. This is a feature of the upgrade utility that lets you bring your Slice back in case you've broken it or done something to the software where it's no longer working. So you just open the upgrade utility like before, and this time instead of hitting U, you hit R. And that enters recovery mode, and you have to be a little careful in recovery mode. It's a powerful tool, and it gives the user a lot of leeway on what you can do with the Slice. So it'll make sure that you only have one Slice unit connected to your computer. This is really important. It'll get confused if you have more than one, so just make sure that there's only the one that you need to recover. You hit Y here, and then it'll give you an option between all of the different Slice models. Some of these are slices that don't exist yet, but they've been put in here for future release. We have a DCC connected, so we're going to hit 2 and then hit enter, and it'll just double check because it wants to be sure that you have the right Slice on this. I know that this is right, so we'll hit Y, and it'll say, hey, we found these files in your upgrade folder. If these aren't in your upgrade folder, this will again go in and ask you if you want to download them online, but we already have them, so there's no need to do that, so we're just going to hit Y. And it'll verify one last time that these are in fact the files you want to put on your slice machine. These will try and be forced onto the machine, so you want to be really careful that this is actually what you want. And we'll just hit spacebar to continue, and it'll give you a few instructions. Just follow the instructions in this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. The little blue button they're referring to, you can find right at the bottom left front corner of the slice. It's in between two of the screws, right after the red sort of 1-inch thick band that goes around the front. And you can just stick a screwdriver or something in there to press it down. And after this, the upgrade should go almost exactly as it did before, except at one point you'll have to hit yes after your unit reboots. All right, and the last thing I want to do real quick is just talk about the thing which most commonly goes wrong with this upgrade process. If you have the upgrade utility open, and also a program like TeraTerm, which is just your basic serial communications program, PySerial is another good example. But if you have that open and they're on the same communications port, for us that's COM4, then what will happen is the upgrade utility will not be able to find your slice machine. And that's because TeraTerm has already grabbed that communication port and it's not letting any traffic through. You'll get error, no devices found, COM4 unavailable. This type of error can also happen if your slice machine is off. That's the other sort of common way to get it. And the fix is really easy. You just want to go back and make sure that every program like TeraTerm, PySerial, those are all closed on your computer. You want to make sure that your slice is on, and then you're going to restart the upgrade utility and just run through it like normal. You press U, you go through all the steps we talked about earlier, and that should really help you fix it. Hopefully this video has given you all the tools you need to upgrade your slice devices with the latest firmware. We talked about using the automatic upgrade mode by just downloading the upgrade utility and running it from your computer, about doing it manually by putting files from the GitHub website into C, Vescent, Slice, Upgrade, and also about using recovery mode and the most common thing that can go wrong with the upgrade process. If you have any questions or further concerns, feel free to email us at info@vescent.com, call our number at 303-296-6766, or by going on our website at https://www.vescent.com.